All right, I'll
Oh,
count
that's
us
okay.
in.
I got the helmet in the background.
There you go. Go pack. All right. Three, two, one. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Degenerate Takes. I'm AJ. This is my co host, Noah. Let's just get into it. The Olympics have started. We are going full steam ahead. And, well, we had a basketball game this morning, Noah, 5 a.m. today on July the 25th. And, well, let me tell you, waking up at 5 a.m., I was not too stoked to see the outcome at about 7 a.m., seeing that sunrise. So, what do you think?
Yeah, real rude wake up call there. I mean, I was expecting something nice. It looked pretty nice for a while, and then the wheels came off the wagon.
Yeah, they really did, and it was just kind
Not
of out of nowhere. Like we were playing good ball. I mean, don't get me wrong, France was playing good ball all game too, but it just it was one of those games where it seemed like France just wanted it more, and I couldn't agree more. They just wanted it more. The U.S. didn't really play like they wanted to win.
honestly, I didn't think we played terribly either. It was aside from KD and Dame being able to build a house with all the bricks they were throwing up, but it was just poor shooting, piss poor shooting. I, that's about all there was to it, especially down the stretch there at the end.
Yeah, and looking at the roster, you know what I mean? Popovich obviously wanted a shooting team. He could have gone in all the bigs that he wanted and just had a 7 foot team, but he decided to get the shooters, and it's really discouraging seeing this shooting team making all those bricks and everything. Do you think that this formula for a team trying to go all shooters with athletic bigs, it can win in a global competition? Even it's not the NBA. You're not playing the same types of teams and stuff. But do you think this smaller type team can work in the global competition?
I mean, I think we'll be all right. It's one game, and they'll make it to the next round out of the group play because I can't imagine any way in hell they lose to Iran or the Czech Republic. But hopefully, I'm not wrong on that. That'd be ugly if we drop one
That
of those two games. But
Yeah,
I think they'll figure it out. Drew Holiday, probably the only one who had a real great game off of the Booker, Middleton, and Holiday's flight just got in like literally a day ago, and he's
yeah,
out there
that's
just playing well.
yeah, and with those time changes and everything, like they're 16 hours ahead of where Phoenix is, for example. So having to do that and then go play, he played what, 12, 15 minutes today? Like he put in good work, like Booker and those guys. But do you think it was the travel that just
Yeah,
got to
how
them, or just in general, they just
um
didn't play well?
yeah how Holiday had 18 points. What do you have for minutes? I don't know how many minutes he had, but he was in a good amount. And I think it's even more impressive considering how like jet lagged these guys probably are. Like those
Absolutely.
three. Yeah,
Well, yeah, I mean, I know
Booker
just going to New
Booker
York,
didn't
like I
shoot
need at least
great.
2 days to adjust.
But
All right,
yeah, I
well,
mean, we'll see. They, luckily, I'd say got two more, two. I don't want to call them warm up games, but I kind of want to call them warm up games
well,
to
hey, let's hope.
get tuned up and
Yeah, well, let's hope
be
they don't
ready.
think of these as warm up games, because if they do, then we might just go home early, and we don't want to really do that with our sport. But anyway, there's a lot of other things going on in the Olympics. For example, the U.S. men's team won the 4 by 100 meter freestyle relay and swimming. And then you got Ledecky, silver, 400 meter freestyle for women. What happened there? She's the best. I mean, granted, I'm no swimmer. She is swimming laps around me just watching what she's doing. But do you think her time's up maybe? Her dominance is, it's going to maybe put on the back burner a little bit. She might only get like two, three goals and not another five or six.
No, I wouldn't say her dominance is over. She's just I guess the reality of it is she's second best in the world. I mean, the time that she put up today was the fourth best time recorded in that race, like ever. It's
Yeah, but the
just
second best time was the one that won.
yeah. So I mean, you get the new blood. Not that Ledecky's old by any means, but you get the new blood coming up, and she's just a titch faster. Looks
Yeah,
like.
and I don't know about you, but like watching these Olympics, it's just the difference that these milliseconds make, the difference that these fingertips make. And, these girls and these men competing, they're our age, they're 24, 25 years old in these gymnastics and swimming and all of these different events and the pressure that they're on and everything. It's an amazing thing that they can do at this
Yeah,
age and everything.
I mean, yeah, younger in a lot of cases. There's especially you got a lot of the swimmers and a lot of the gymnasts are you know as young as 17, 18 years old. A lot of them in college right now, and man, that'd be something.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Bring back some hardware to show off to your friends.
Could you
Wouldn't be so
imagine
bad.
you go away for the summer, you win a couple Olympic medals, and then you got to go to a lecture at 8 a.m.?
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding.
That'd be awful. But before we move on, Noah, do you have anything else on the Olympics? Anything else you want to talk about? Anything you're excited about coming up?
Yeah, Simone Biles, man, especially after these the qualifiers. I mean, she was off. She was not at 100%, not in her true form. And I just how you can still get first when you have an off day. She had an off day and she still finished first. That's
And
just how
yeah,
like head and shoulders above all these other gymnasts she is. And
it
it's
really
crazy to
is.
watch. But I'm
Yeah, and
excited.
like,
I'm excited for the medal events.
oh yeah, and she's gonna do what she does, and we're not ones that watch gymnastics all the time. We're not going to meets and we're not studying these athletes and everything. But however,
What do you mean?
are you doing that? Is that what you're doing with your free time now during the off season for football?
Um, yeah, I'm not saying I do. I'm not saying I don't. I don't know.
All right, fair enough. But with anyway, whether you watch a lot of gymnastics or not, I don't. But being able to watch an athlete like Simone Biles, and even on her off night, I don't know about you, but I was watching her and I was like, wow, that's amazing what she just did. And you're hearing all these announcers like, yeah, that was pretty crappy. She lost her step. She's off tonight, and it's like, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine my off night being someone's best night. It's unbelievable to watch.
Yeah, that's what's crazy about it for me is just still finishing with the top score, despite clearly you can see it on her face. She was
Oh
unhappy
yeah.
with like at least three out of her four events that were a part of that. And still number one. Doesn't even matter.
Do you think that annoys her teammates? Because let's be real, especially with the COVID protocols and everything, they are just together all the time. And she just got first place. She's going to be in all of the individual events for medaling, and she's going to be in the locker room right now. Like, God, that was rough. Like, can you believe I missed that? You think at any point they're like, Simone, shut up. I'm done with you. Like, you're the best in the world. Just
No,
accept it.
no. I don't think they are. I mean, you know what you know what you're expecting coming in, and it's. I mean, yeah, she's you got all these former U.S. gymnasts and even gymnasts from other countries, and they're all like, yeah, hands down, no argument. She's the greatest to ever do any of
Yeah.
this, and the fact that she's the best in the world at every event, that's unheard of.
Yeah, she's not just she's a quadruple threat. She can do whatever she wants to do. It's unbelievable.
I will say, one cool thing I did see was the that one gymnast from Uzbekistan. She's 46 years old. This is her
Yeah,
eighth eighth Olympic Games. That's crazy.
eighth Olympic Games. Can like I couldn't imagine staying in shape like just for a regular 4 year. All that training for 4 years just for one Olympics. She did it for eight of them. That is unbelievable. And she qualified. She
Yeah,
qualified for eight straight Olympics. That's even what I think is even more impressive.
Yeah, I mean, just hanging him up after 8 straight Olympics and 46 years old. But
What a
her,
career.
they were showing all the pictures. I think her first one was I want to say 1996 or something like that.
Unbelievable. That was
Like,
that was when I was
sheesh.
born. She has been doing Olympic stuff since longer than I've been alive. That's unbelievable. She has been an Olympic caliber athlete for longer than I've been alive. That's unbelievable. Good for her.
Pretty
Good
wild.
career. Congratulations on a great career. Good luck to the Uzbekistan's trying to replace her because I personally haven't heard of any gymnastic prodigies coming out of the Uzbekistan in a while, but we'll see what they got in the next 4 years.
You know, I
Um,
I,
but
uh, I unfortunately I don't keep too up to date on my Uzbekistani athletes.
no, okay, okay. Is it
Not
just
my
Uzbekistan, and
strong
you know
suit
about?
for trivia night.
Do you know about other
Yeah,
Olympic
yeah. I
teams, or
just
is it
I
just
just
the
don't pay
Uzbeks
attention
you don't
to
know about?
Uzbekistan.
Okay, okay. I won't ask you any Uzbekistan
Yeah,
straight questions then.
you know,
All right. Well, anything else on the Olympics?
sounds good.
Cool. So, baseball, we got the trade deadline coming up, a lot of moves being made, a lot of teams trying to become relevant that aren't relevant, a lot of teams on that bubble trying to get off the bubble and make a playoff run. Big trade today, your Minnesota Twins, Nelson Cruz. Interesting. Not honestly, not the player I would have thought that would have been going over there. Can you tell me a little bit about the trade? Because besides Nelson Cruz, I don't really know much else about it.
Yeah, no, that was actually like 4 or 5 days ago. But
Oh,
um, yeah, I mean, Cruz is in the last year of his contract. Uh, Twins essentially traded him to the Rays for two AAA pitchers, one of whom's in the starting rotation for the Olympic team.
oh wow.
Um, but I'm a fan of it, of the trade. We desperately needed some pitching, and it sounds like Cruz is inclined to re-sign with the Twins as a free agent next year. So it's essentially somewhat of a loaner type of deal where we're loaning him to Tampa Bay for their playoff push, and then he's hopefully coming back home to Minnie and playing out the rest of his career. I mean, he said he loves the coaches, loves the teammates, loves the city. So
Good for him.
you know,
Now
we'll
it's
see.
interesting. Now
He
what
may
I
be back in a Twins uniform and
finish out his career
go
like
ahead.
he wants to. That'll be awesome. But what I find interesting about this deal is the loan that they're doing for the Rays. I started following soccer a little bit more during the pandemic and during the Euros and such, and it seems to be a very common thing in soccer. You have a player under contract, but you'll loan him out to other teams for a season and stuff like that. And I think that's something that that would be something really good for baseball because you can sign your AAA pitcher for a 10-year deal. And then, hey, go see how you do in the AL with the Red Sox. Go see how you do in the NL with the Rockies and just kind of get everyone more experience. Because in baseball, that's what it's about. It's the live reps, seeing the pitches, and getting that experience against live batters. Do you think that has any place in MLB? And do you think we can see more trades like this, especially with the trade deadline coming up?
I don't, because I mean, this isn't officially a loan deal. It's an actual trade. It's just the fact that Cruz, in his press conference after the news was broken to him, he heavily hinted at the fact that he'd like to be back. So, uh, he could easily, somebody might offer him more money, much better deal, or he might change his mind in the time between, and you never know.
You
Could end
don't.
up anywhere. I mean, he's going to be a free agent, so it's up to him. It's not, the team's got no rights to him or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to see what happens with the trade deadlines. I mean, I know, for example, that the Diamondbacks are going to do something to just detrimentally affect the team for the next 7, 10 years. I don't know what that trade will be, but whatever trade it is at the deadline will hurt that team for the next decade or so because that's just what the
Eh,
Diamondbacks are good
I
at.
mean, yeah. So I mean, so long as they don't, start trading away any of their minor league players, I think they'll be okay. I think they've got like the 5th ranked farm system right now, so
Yeah,
they
we
got a lot of good
absolutely have
young prospects.
we have a great farm system, and
And
I
they,
mean, unfortunately, that's why I get excited about August and September all the time for as a Diamondbacks fan, because I get to see these AAA players coming up and see that our farm system really is as good as everyone says it is. But just a depressing time to be a Arizona sports
yeah,
fan, because I mean, if we're
yeah. I
let's go right
mean,
into it. Another painful blow to Arizona sports teams today. Chandler Jones. He has just been a machine for the Arizona Cardinals. Him and J.J. Watt on separate ends of the line would have been amazing, but he did request a trade today. And
not
with training camp
gonna
coming up,
happen.
what?
I said not gonna happen, unfortunately.
It could though, because just like with Rodgers, the Cardinals could say, "Dude, we're not trading you." He's got just like Rodgers. He's got one more year left on his deal. Well, not like Rodgers. I'm sorry. He's got one more year left on his deal. Don't get me wrong. I think the Cardinals could get great value from him on the market. However, the team's looking good. He is producing. I think he will put up more sacks this season with J.J. Watt on the other side than he would have without him. Not saying J.J. Watt's going to go off, but he's going to draw those double teams. And so then Chandler Jones can get off the edge and we're good to go there. Same with Buda Baker. Um, but yeah, what do you think about Chandler Jones trying to destroy my Cardinals playoff dreams?
Honestly, this one seems more like he will be traded. I think because I, it's a different situation, and I just I I think with that, 1 year left on his deal, it's you either see what you can get this year out of him, and then he just walks and goes to a different team, or you trade him and get something back for him. Which I think in the long run for the Cardinals, because I don't think they're poised to make a Super Bowl run this season, which is kind of the big difference maker. I don't think they have a good enough shot at winning the Super Bowl to take the flip side of that and get nothing in return for him. So I think
Definitely.
you trade him. It frees up some cap space too, and maybe they try to make another trade to replace him, or go to free agency for trying to get somebody to at least pick up some of those numbers. Obviously, not going to find anyone who's going to match them, but
No, absolutely. And with that being said, I mean, unpopular opinion, but with that cap space, we could go get a Richard Sherman who's still available. There's still a lot of free agents out there that we could go and get that could help make the team a lot better. Foregoing legal actions and everything and whatever the league decides to do. But there are a lot of those type of players that are out there and available. So it would definitely be a huge loss, but I think the Cardinals can still make the playoffs. I don't think I think they'll make it out of the NFC West. I think they'll be a wild card, but I don't think it's dead, Noah. I think they can make a run. Unlike your Packers, who with training camp
whoa, whoa, whoa,
starting
whoa, whoa.
and
Come on now.
Rodgers is going to retire, dude.
Yeah.
It's in Vegas. Vegas's odds went through the roof on him to
Uh-uh.
retire. He's not coming back. And then Devontae Adams ain't coming back. The Packers are dead.
Not at all. You just wait. Training camp starts on Monday. It's still got us tomorrow. I'll just wait for some deal to be announced, or him to show up. We'll see. I mean, it's 50,000 a day for not showing up. So he missed the opt out period. Chose not to opt out by the opt out deadline. So every day that he misses, that's another 50K.
True. And we've already seen one quarterback who is holding out to try to get out of there, try to get traded. Deshaun Watson showed up for camp today to make sure he didn't have to pay
He
up that
did.
50 grand. And from everything at the
Mm-hmm.
stadium and like at the facility and everything, it seems like the feeling is still the same. He's like, get me out of here. I don't want to be in Texas anymore. And I really can't blame him. Who wants to go to Texas? The Bears just traded what's his name? They traded one of our wide receivers. So the name is slipping me right now, but they traded him to the Texans, and it's like, oof. I'd rather get traded to the Jets, to the Jaguars, anywhere but the Texans with the dumpster fire that place is.
Yeah, they're gonna be bad,
Yeah, they will. They're over
especially if
under. Good.
especially if Watson's not playing. I mean, they could be an over team without Watson. I mean, if they do end up having Watson play, he could elevate them to 3, 4, 5 wins. But without him, it's they're going to have a tough time winning a single game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe they're what their over under for season wins is like 4.5.
Uh, Something around there.
Because I want to say it was
I
the
don't
lowest in
remember
the NFL.
exactly what it was at.
Because I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think the Jaguars
It
will
was.
do too well, but I think they'll do better than the Texans because they at least have a quarterback. They have a team. They have everyone who's happy there. I mean,
Yeah, no, Lawrence is going to get lit up, kind of similar to the Joe Burrow situation last year. Everybody's expecting all this greatness out of him, but when he's got 2 seconds to throw the ball every down, it's going to be pretty tough.
most definitely. I don't think he'll suffer in the backfield like Joe Burrow did whatsoever. That O line in Jacksonville isn't terrible. Not the best, but isn't terrible. And I think we'll be able to protect him a little bit more. I don't think they'll be able to give him the time in the pocket that he'll need his first season in to score 1,000 touchdowns or whatever. But I think he'll do okay.
Yeah, Zach Wilson's got a much better situation. I think he's got a decent offensive line in front of him. I mean, he's lacking some weapons, but I don't know. I think Wilson's going to have a better rookie campaign than Lawrence will for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
He'd be my pick. I think he'd be my pick for rookie of the year
Really?
coming into the season.
Even over someone like
Yeah,
Pitts?
I
Pitt,
just God,
Pitts is
Pitts
coming
is going to have
into
to put up
that.
crazy
Offense is
numbers.
already there. Matt Ryan's already there. Julio Jones is there. I
But
mean, no, Julio Jones is out.
but
But still.
Calvin Ridley, is that what you're
Yeah.
looking for?
Yeah.
No, but I just Pitts is going to have to put up crazy good numbers. He's going to have to be a top 5 tight end in the league. It's just it's a quarterback driven league. The quarterbacks are always going to have the edge when it comes to that type of stuff. So that's why I think Wilson, just because I think he's got a better situation. Well, the combination of his skill level plus his situation, I think, is better than any of the other rookie quarterbacks. Because the Bears are going to drive Fields straight into the ground. I have zero faith in Trey Lance just because it's the same reason why the entire time since Carson Wentz got drafted, I said he's not going to be any good in the league. It's because I got no faith in these quarterbacks coming out of FCS schools.
Yeah, and that's nothing against FCS schools.
They haven't faced the type of competition.
Yeah, absolutely, different competition, different game.
No, I mean other positions, I don't care, but I mean quarterback, it's a little bit different.
It really is. It really is.
So,
while we're on the Jaguars, we haven't really heard or talked about it much. Tim Tebow, why is he going to be the biggest threat at tight end since Gronkowski?
He won't. I don't think he'll be terrible, but he's not gonna be out there setting any records or anything. I mean, betting wise, one of my favorite bets that I've seen this offseason is Tim Tebow over 0.5 touchdowns. He got 17 games. He's got it. They're gonna drop. Urban Meyer's gonna drop some plays for him. There's no way in hell Tebow doesn't catch at least one touchdown pass. And
he has to.
Is probably the lock of the season right there on that bet is Tim Tebow over a half touchdown receptions. Plus, I bet he gets a touchdown 3 different ways this season. I bet he has a rushing, a passing, and a receiving touchdown.
Oh, so you think
He's going to
Urban's
be
going to
like
use him
Taysom Hill.
Wildcat?
They're going to put. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's going to be like a Taysom Hill type. He's going to be put in for multiple different packages. They're going to have multiple ways of using him. I mean, like you've seen the guy. He's fucking jacked. He looks huge. Never seen Tim Tebow that big. And he's always been a really good athlete. He just the position specific skills haven't always been, top notch. So
Well, no, and because he was
that's my bet. I don't think you'll find it on any book anywhere, but Tim Tebow to score the triple crown of touchdowns, rushing, passing, and receiving.
I'm sure some book somewhere has that. If they don't, they'll hear that and they'll be like, yeah, let's throw that together. Let's throw that on somewhere. Because, I mean, I kind of agree with you. Tebow's always been a good athlete. I think he'll do decent. I think he's going to get a touchdown. I think it's disrespectful that Vegas has it at 0.5. They don't even give him the 1. Give me at least a baseball odd 1.5 over. But, hey, it'll be interesting to see what he does. He has been out of the league for some time, so we'll see if that has any effect. The game has sped up since he left, so that could be kind of a shock to him when we start taking snaps.
He's been in shape. He's been playing minor league baseball in and out, and I think he got as high as AAA at one point. But I'm just saying, like, you saw the guy, right? Those pictures of him in training camp. He looks jacked.
Yeah, absolutely. But as I've heard a lot of pro football players said, once those pads go on, it's a different game. And I can't agree more. And who knows what's going to happen to Tebow when he has to guard a linebacker coming down and he has to do a block set and block him.
They're not going to have him. They're not going to have him blocked. That's the thing. They're going to put him in receiving situations. That's why they got multiple tight ends.
We'll see.
Because I'm not trusting Tebow. I'm not trusting him to block linebackers. I mean, I trust him to run routes against linebackers, but and not every tight end's an all-around tight end. They have, there's plenty of tight ends in the league that are just in there for mainly blocking sets, and plenty of them that don't block a ton and just they're in there for receiving.
Yeah, and hey, if he does that, all
we'll
the best to Tebow. I want nothing but the best for him. I'm a big fan of him and how he operates. So I hope he does well. I hope he proves all of his naysayers wrong, and I hope he gets over 0.5 touchdowns. But let's stay in Florida.
Gotta get that Tebow kneel going again.
Yes, please and thank you. That needs to come back. That was the best. Everyone was doing it. Everyone. The littlest celebration. I woke up this morning. Well, Tebow, let's go. But anyway, let's go ahead and stay in Florida. I want to talk about something really cool I saw today. Tom Brady, the GOAT, still in incredible shape, just throwing lasers. And I'm not just talking to receivers. I'm talking to the machine that throws the balls. You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen, what I'm talking about, Noah?
Yeah, you do realize that video was edited.
No, there's no way. That was not edited. That was legit. You can't get more legit than that. You're telling me you don't believe that Tom Brady could throw 3 balls right back into a pitching machine? I do. I think he could do that. And I think he did it. I don't know.
Somebody with good video editing skills put that together.
All right. And hey, if it did, good on them. That was an amazing video. But still, let's say it's fake. Let's go on that train. If it is fake, but there's still a possibility.
Let's speak
you
truth.
have that thought in your head.
We're not trying to lie to the viewers here. Not trying to lie to the viewers.
All right, fine. It's fake. Whatever.
Truth and transparency, my friend.
Fine, Noah. It's fake. The video is fake. We can agree on that. But when you watched it, you had a moment where you're like, shit, he did that. That's so cool. Good on you, dude. And then you watch it again and again, and you're like, okay, yeah, this is fake. But The fact that you thought
No, the video was cool. I mean, it was great video editing, but not real.
so, but it doesn't get you hyped to see Brady back on the field to go for a perfect season and win another Super Bowl back to back.
Bro, no. No.
No, all right. All right. If you don't
No.
think Tampa's winning,
Just
I want to hear it then.
I don't.
If you don't think Tampa's winning the Super Bowl, who's winning the Super Bowl?
Bro, I've told you this. My favorite pick is some of my favorites. I like the Rams a lot. The Chiefs are definitely going to be dangerous. Got to watch out for Tennessee, Baltimore. There's plenty of good teams. I don't see them doing it again.
Fair enough. So let's talk about Tennessee for a second.
The Packers when they get the gang together for the last dance here, Jordan and Pippen style, because fucking shit's getting blown up after this season. But we got one more shot.
Sky high. Do you
more
think
shot
they'll
before?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying one more shot before Rodgers is gone, potentially Adams too, and I don't know if other people will follow, but although I do think the reason that no deal was reached with Adams is the amount of money he was asking for. I don't think the Packers have the cap space to do that right now until they have to sign Rodgers first and extend them money over like multiple years to free up cap space for the next year or two so they can sign Adams. And I think the way to keep him, man, is you pre-work out a deal for March, trading Rodgers to the Raiders, bring in Adams' friend and college quarterback Derek Carr into the Packers, plus some draft picks, and then boom, no step lost. Packers are still the king in the North for at least another 8 years.
Yeah,
under Derek motherfucking Carr.
Derek Carr. Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the eyeliner would look good with the Packer green and gold. However, I don't see Derek Carr leaving the Raiders.
Sid from Toy Story. I mean, he will if he gets traded. That's kind of how that shit works.
He could retire.
You know what I'm saying?
He said, just like a lot of pro athletes, he wants to retire with the Raiders. He bleeds black and silver, so he wants to retire with them, and I can understand that. It's not out of the realm of possibilities that they're like, hey, we're trading it to the Packers. Cool.
I don't know,
retire.
Man, that mindset kind of changes when you get traded for an upgrade, though.
What do you mean traded for an upgrade?
When the team that you say you want to retire for then decides to trade you for somebody else that they think is better, that kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth. I don't know if you feel the same after that, Yeah, or maybe you do one of those, like sign a 1-year contract at the end of your career just to retire with the team you started with. But I mean, come on. You don't think he'd be happy to be traded to the Packers with a Super Bowl ready roster? I mean, that's an upgrade at almost every position from the Raiders. So.
True, and the Raiders are a mess.
I think he'd be more than happy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. No one's talking about the Raiders are going to be a mess this year. What are they doing? What did they do all offseason?
Oh yeah,
they didn't do anything except get rid of everybody.
Worst in that division by far, I think, this year because Denver is going to be. I don't know, but Denver's got like a top 5 defense. Their problem is they just the fact that they haven't announced Teddy Bridgewater as a starting quarterback and it's still an open competition. The fact that they're still considering going back to Drew Lock after last season, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with them or what's going through their head. But I mean, I get it. Bridgewater's not like tremendous or anything, but he's a huge upgrade over Drew Lock. I mean,
he's a great quarterback. I honestly think Teddy Bridgewater doesn't get the credit that he deserves. I think he is a half-decent quarterback who hasn't been in good situations. And I don't think Denver's the solution whatsoever. I don't think it's a better situation. but I do think it'll. I think he
Huge
has the
lock,
potential to
huge,
be. Huh?
huge locker room guy though. You
Oh yeah,
love to see that.
you do. You'll love to see a good locker
His
room
oh
guy.
god, his teammates, coaches, players on other teams, God, they all love him. He's apparently a really huge joy to be around. I mean, although I did think it was funny because he's got that reputation that when Carolina traded him, he's like shit talking them because they straight up went and hit the downgrade button in my opinion. Sam
Oh
Darnold.
yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah, absolutely.
he's good luck with that, Carolina.
Yeah, but Carolina was in kind of a situation where it was either going to have to be a coach, a GM, or a quarterback. So they went with the quarterback. That was the cheaper option.
I think they just got new coaches the year before, and then I don't know this season. But Bridgewater was injured for part of the season too, and I mean, not that Bridgewater is never the answer, but the fact that they think Darnold could be the answer, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, oh no, bring in Bridgewater. Oh, quickly realize he's not the answer, and then they're trying a shittier quarterback.
Yeah, if I was a Carolina fan, I would definitely be questioning kind of what's going on there. And yeah, we'll keep an eye on that throughout the season, especially during training camp. We'll see how that develops. We'll even see if he is the starting quarterback if Sam Darnold starts for them. Um, for all we know, he's going to be
Bro,
a backup.
they they want a Dairy Queen Blizzard, and they went to McDonald's and got a McFlurry and decided, oh, this isn't a Blizzard. So then they went to Burger King to go see whatever the fuck ice cream they have there. And and halfway through the season, when they realized they don't like the Burger King variation of it, they're going to be back to square one and just wasted money and draft picks and time. That's
Yeah, well, the Carolina
yeah.
Panthers fans, welcome to being a Bears fan because this is what we go through on a yearly basis with management not knowing who the hell is going to
No,
start.
dude, it's well, you do know it's a written rule in the NFL that the Bears are never allowed to have a good quarterback. Like it's in the NFL rule book.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah,
So it'd be
yeah.
cheating if they tried to get a good quarterback. But
I would
yeah,
be
that's
so
that's
mad that
just
we
the
don't
Bears
get
for
good
you.
quarterbacks if we had competent coaches. You know what I mean? Like whenever I hear Matt Nagy talk, I look at him and I'm like, dude, can you go to a public speaking class or something and talk about like you're interested in the sport that you're coaching, that you want to win a football game? Because I listen to him, and don't get me wrong, he's on the bubble. He is just trying to save his job. I'd be the same way if I was trying to save my job. But it also makes sure my boss knows I love my job, I love football, I love the Bears, so let's go win and not do whatever we're doing because that's the other thing.
Well,
I don't know what we're doing.
the problem is you're talking about his boss. You got Adam Gase. Who's just as much part of the problem.
Yeah, it's a hard division to be in because you got the Packers. That's really the only hard part of that division, though, is the Packers because the Vikings are going to be good or bad, whatever. The Lions are the Lions, and then it's really just the Bears beating the Bears
Yeah.
every season. Our defense will carry us to some wins and stuff, but I really don't want us to go on a 5-0 run again, and I have to sit here and talk about how, yeah, the Bears are 5-0, but they suck.
Yeah, they'll just bust out an 8-9 season like they love to and get like the 15th pick in the draft and
Oh yeah.
and miss the playoffs and then still get like the 14th, 15th pick.
Oh yeah, 14th, 15th pick, but then
So they don't get
we'll
a don't
trade
get
up
a
to like pick 5
don't
and pick up a
don't get a good
quarterback.
pick, don't make the playoffs.
That
Yeah,
Bears team is a mess.
dude, Trubisky, man, number 2 pick, huge.
Yeah, that was over
That was so nice of them to
Mahomes.
to trade to trade up to draft Josh Allen's backup. Such a kind move.
that's that's the thing that kills me is he's just gonna go chill in Buffalo now, make a couple $1 million and maybe win a Super Bowl because the Bills are that good this year. Um, I mean, good for him. Win a Super Bowl, get that
I don't
money,
think
but
this year. Yeah, I don't think this year, but I mean, it's not out of the question. And if he's there for 3, 4, 5 years, that they might make a Super Bowl run in that time. That would be so funny. I would die if Trubisky got a ring with the Bills.
Trubisky got a ring. If Trubisky got a ring in
Then
general,
we'd be talking about Super Bowl winning Mitch Trubisky.
and then he'll go to the
How
Jets.
about that?
Hey, I love the sound of that. Would love for him to win one. That'd be great. But he ain't gonna win it with the Bears,
No,
obviously.
it'll be funny because like I think he'll be one of those guys who's just like in the league as like a perennial backup, and he's going to get some chances with some shit teams, and he's just never going to be good, but he's just still going to be there.
Yeah, who
And
knows? Maybe he'll have a
he'll just be a journeyman, you know.
yeah. He'll be the next Fitzmagic. You know, 12, 25 years in the season.
Yeah, he'll give
Excuse
you.
me.
He'll just stick around forever because he'll be on a team. Quarterback gets injured, he comes in, plays like 3 good games, and then has like 4 shitty games to follow that, and then
Yeah,
everyone's like, well, he's got potential.
he does. He does
And then
have
so somebody
potential.
else picks him up, and then somebody else picks him up. I mean, God, I really, really want Fitzmagic to like play the whole season as a starter. I don't
Yeah.
know if he will or not, because if history does repeat itself, if it's taught us anything, Fitzmagic will Fitzmagic, which is have a couple really good games, and then people are like, oh, this guy's good, and then he'll choke some games, and then it's like,
Yeah. But hey, we'll enjoy those games that he's playing
at
good.
least
You know, those are fun to watch. Seeing the gunslinger doing what he does best.
yeah.
And if you take a look at the
Yeah, I
football
don't think
team
style wise.
schedule, it's a winnable season for them. Um, they open up with the
Well, they're
Patriots,
playing in a
which,
shit division, so
huh?
I said it's a shit division, so that
Oh
always
yeah,
helps when your division's a week.
yeah. When you're in the NFC
Like
least and your biggest competition is the Giants, maybe.
Cowboys, definitely the Cowboys. And
Yeah,
Giants.
Cowboys for the first 5 weeks when they're, the what's it called? The hype is going to be there and everything, and then we'll realize it's them same old boys, and nothing has changed, and they'll
Yeah,
go 7-10 or something.
well, they they got Mike McCarthy, so you can bet your ass they're going to be abandoned in the run game all the time. Zeke's going to have another terrible season. PSA: don't draft Zeke in fantasy.
No,
Still got your draft to
no,
come up.
do not.
Don't take Zeke. Take it from me. No, like decade of Mike McCarthy as Packers coach. He will abandon the run game after the first quarter every single game. But that's huge for Dak and those Cowboys
Huge.
receivers. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb could have
pass,
a huge
pass.
season. Dak with a full season can have a huge season, but it's still Jerry Jones, still them boys.
Yeah, well,
Their defense still isn't there.
Bro, that trio of receivers in Dallas, they're the real deal between Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Gallup as the third option. I mean, they're all great options, which is why I think Dak's going to have a great season. Stats wise, I don't know that their record will reflect that super well, because if their defense is anything like it was last year, they're going to have a tough time winning games unless they're putting up 40 points, which they're capable of. It's just, we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's just going to be how long can you keep the defense off? If they can, and this is kind of speaking to Mike McCarthy's weakness, if they can control the game, they can control the tempo, run the ball, get first downs, play the game of inches, then they have a chance of winning and doing really well in that division, because they can keep their defense off the field and keep the other offense off the field. And that's what they're going to have to do. Because if they just go for the no risk it, no biscuit.
I'm telling you, though, Mike McCarthy, he's not allergic to running the ball. He just has a running the ball intolerance.
Okay. Gotcha. So he can take a pill and he can run it, but he doesn't like to do it all the time.
Yeah, every now and then he decides he's like, you know what, I'll run the ball and I'll deal with the consequences, emotionally afterwards. But most of the time he's like, yeah, it's not worth it. Just got to pass it. Just pass, pass, pass.
Yeah, and like you said, looking at those trio receivers, it's going to be hard not to pass the ball every chance you get.
Well, like when he was at the Packers, he had Rodgers and he had great receivers the entire time he was at the Packers. So I get it's tempting, but like, come on, you gotta establish the run game, which he's just proven time and time again that he hates running the ball.
Hates running the ball. Hates running the ball. Well, one last thing, before we get out of here, let me hear it. What team in the NFL do you think is going to be the absolute worst? Like, I'm talking bottom of the bottom. They tank halfway through the season. They realize that they have no chance. Who do you think it's going to be? And why is it the New England Patriots?
They're going to be a playoff team. I don't think they win that division, but I think they get a wild card. Houston, if they don't have Watson, if Deshaun Watson is playing quarterback for Houston this season, I got to go with Old Faithful, the Detroit Lions, baby.
Really, even with all the new toys they got in there,
downgraded
Jared Goff, MCDC.
Dude, you're calling Jared Goff a new toy?
Yeah, man.
A toy for what? Turnovers? I
nah,
mean,
man, he's
God,
gonna
like
run the ball.
Stafford only threw like I think 8. Stafford threw like 8 interceptions last year. His touchdown total wasn't super high, but what can you do when you're playing for the Lions? They traded away all their good receiving weapons. So Goff's got nobody to throw to. He's got an unproven running back, an improved offensive line, which won't mean a damn because Goff's going to throw fucking 20 interceptions this season. And the Lions are going to be like a 3-win team. One against the Bears because they always find a way to win one against the Bears. And then they'll eke out like 2 victories against other shitty teams.
I'm excited to see what the Lions do. I hope they're not the worst. They deserve some goodwill, even if it's just below 500 season, something like that.
I feel terrible. I feel terrible for those Detroit fans, but I mean, sorry to break it to you, it's another year of misery, probably couple of years of misery.
Yeah, those poor guys.
So
I will say though,
my choice. Sucks for you guys. Feel bad for you, Detroit, but
yeah, shout out Detroit. We're sorry, but
yeah,
that's the way the cookie crumbles. I think the Houston Texans are going to be the next Detroit Lions, regardless of what happens with Deshaun Watson. Even if he does play, he doesn't want to be there. The ghost of Bill O'Brien. No one to throw to. What?
I said the ghost of Bill O'Brien is living alive in those locker rooms and halls of whatever stadium it is that they play in.
It really is. And they got no one to throw to. They got no one on defense. They've got no draft picks coming up. They have nothing. They have absolutely nothing. That place is going to become a dumpster fire like the Lions have. I think it's going to take 25, 30 years for them to even get somewhat back on track. Now, don't get me wrong. Unless this new GM that's here, he makes all these moves and he fixes all of Bill O'Brien's stuff. But I think this is a bigger issue than just who the GM and head coach is. I think this is an owner issue. And yeah, just like the Lions know that you got a bad owner, you're going to have a bad team.
Man, yeah. God, our boy, Billy O.B. He, on his way out, spilled a drum of oil over everything and lit it on fire. And it's going to take a while to put that fire out.
Oh man, it's going to take forever.
Hey, and good for him. Completely fucked an NFL franchise and is probably going to go get a Power 5 head coaching gig in college.
Isn't it
no
crazy?
Skin off his back. He tried to be Belichick, found out he's nowhere near the capability of Belichick. And like I said, just he's getting out of there scot-free. He's not suffering the consequences, but he fucked a franchise for a good 5 to 10 years to come.
And hey,
Like you said, I mean, they got no draft picks anymore. They got one of the worst rosters, and they got no bright spot in the future either.
no, and I will say though,
Uh,
to wrap everything up in a nice bow, shout out to Bill O'Brien because the ball's on him to just ruin a franchise and then walk out just stone cold. Like, good on you, man. I don't know anyone else that could do that except Belichick. Um, and hey, go get that, go get a starting job somewhere. Go be a head coach, win a couple of rings, come back to the NFL and give another shot. Well, Noah, do you have anything else on today?
and do it all over again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Um, yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I'm probably gonna try to tune into this second half of the Slovenia and Argentina basketball game. See what's going on. Watch
Hey, Slovenia,
watch
let's go.
Luka dominate it, even though he's got no roster there. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with the Olympics. Probably gonna be watching a lot of that the next couple of days, and yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. We got a lot of Olympics, got a lot of NFL news coming with training camp starting this week. Baseball, of course, still in full swing. And we will be covering all of that and more this upcoming Tuesday. I've been AJ. This is Noah. And thanks for listening to Degenerate Takes.